Being a kid. Ugh. Read by the author, Tracy R.L. O'Flaherty. Chapter 6, Choose Love. Looking back, I can see how powerful it is to observe. Observe parents and adults around us as we grow up, as we find our way, the rights and the wrongs. But what is right for one is not right for another. How does it all work? I can see that my conditioning was set before I knew of conditioning, and I am sure that my parents were only living from a place that they knew, a place that they knew to be the best they could do. For it is true, we only work from the place that we know. So, I often wonder what their parents were like. I often wonder if the decade in which people are married plays a large part in how things work out, if they do. And how do you know? Marriage to divorce, divorce to another marriage. What is right? What is not? And truly, do we know? I wonder what my grandparents' parents lived in a marriage union. Was it romantic? Was it a Great Depression? I guess perhaps one day I will learn. But until then, I am left to wonder why people do what they do. And if two people join in matrimony or a union, what does each bring to the table? My father thought he was noble to support his family the way he did. My mother thought she was rejected and left, and he thought he was noble. How would it be if he was married to someone other than my mom? Would that other person take great pride and strong conviction to stand by him through thick or thin? I don't know, and either will my dad, for he and my mom were married to one another. Rejection. What brings that forth? To feel rejected or to feel abandoned, what creates that within? The actual departure of another? Or could the other be living each moment in time and still finding the space of rejection in the presence of the other? To be lonesome while there is a partner can be crushing. To be lonesome while one walks alone can be freeing. To be lonesome, what brings that forth? Rejection and lonesomeness, feeling unheard of, feeling alone. And yet, one can be alone and never for a moment's time feel alone. How does it all work? How does it all work? So back to my spaceship that held me as I learned to take my first steps. I didn't mention that my first steps were in Guyana, where my father took a position for a length of time. This was a time where my mom did go with him to be a family, to hold the family union. My first steps was at a time when my family was family. So what would make my mom travel thousands of miles, leaving all things behind to stay with my dad as he worked? What made her not want to do it again? From my first step to my first of teens, I witnessed the upheaval. The crazy days, the thoughtful days, the thoughtless days, the anger, the sadness, the lonesomeness. Now, my dad, he felt lonesome. That I knew. My mom, she was lonesome, and that everyone knew. That was her thing, if you will. Being lonesome, always needing somebody around, always wanting to never feel the emotion of being lonesome. My dad, he was lonesome, but he kept it to himself, for he was the one that left. He left not in harshness, not to end the relationship. He left to support his family. But he left, you see. He left my mother to look after the children, and that was her ticket to the play called Lonesome. Have you pondered how relationships become relationships? Is it because someone fills the space of being alone? Is it because true love is real and found? Is it because one had been conditioned to understand that in life a family starts with a couple? But that in itself is a lie, for family could be friends and lovers. Family can be pets and volunteer work. Family can be a stranger that becomes a great friend, and friends fill a spot that family members just cannot. So, did my mom have friends? She had endless friends, endless people to share herself with. I have always said that having mom as a mom, I learned at a very young age that I had to share her. Not just with my siblings, I had to share her with people that gave attention, with strangers that became her friends. So many call my mom, Mum, and really, she has given birth to 4 children, and many people feel they are warranted in taking that name. And truly, I feel it should be kept just for the birth children. It is wonderful that my mom created a space to be a mom to so many. But you know what? I had one dad. Nobody called my father their father. My dad reserved that spot for his children, while my mom gave the spot away to many. Isn't that fascinating? It intrigues me. How many people create from what they want to create or not create? How does it work? I understand calling someone else's mother Mom is a compliment to the one with the given name. I understand that there are people far more deserving to be called Mom than the one who gave birth. I do understand. I do truly understand, for you see, I see the world through the heart space of others. Perhaps my mom felt special that others would hold her in such high regard. I am sure when people found the place in their relationship that warranted the mom title, that my mom filled the lonesome feeling of emptiness. But my question was, and still is to this day, why did I have to share? Why? Just like the chocolate eggs. I had to share and take what was given. I'm not free of not understanding. I clearly see why others gave my mom the title. But do the others see? What are they missing that they call another mom when they have a mom? Perhaps they feel they don't have a mom that deserves the title. I don't know. What I do know is that in my mother's lonesomeness brought forth lonesomeness for all. Why did we have to share? Why? Because my mom does deserve the title, but the irony is, are people deserving of giving it to her and holding it for themselves? I have seen people call her mom and end the relationship. I have witnessed the comings and goings of people that truly was a short-lived relationship. These relationships filled my mother's space of lonesomeness, but why couldn't her children fill the space? Why the need to find it outside the family? Why? I ask because I am always in wonderment of why people do what people do. I am in wonderment of why I do what I do. I am in wonderment that Santa is not real, and each year he becomes alive and very real in homes across the world. What is real and what is not? Most certainly, a lady can have the title of mum, never giving physical birth. And most certainly, I don't understand why people do the things that people do. To be a mom, to hold the title, is a gift. The gift of motherhood, the gift of compassion, the gift that holds the grace of being a mom, the gift of nourishment, the gift that is brought forth in the light of every woman to feel what a mom feels like. And again, the greatest mother may have never given birth, but holds the deserved title with dignity and blessings and grace. As a child, I had first hand at the moms of others. I will admit that I was very happy I had the mom that I had. I didn't have the screaming mom like the neighbor. I didn't have the mom that was harsh with their words. I had my mom, and my mom had me. I was lucky. I did choose wisely when I came to earth. I chose my parents wisely, for even in their absence, I knew of them. I knew of them. Perhaps this is where I should begin.